Welcome to part 18 of Woe to America, Woe to the Nations, and Woe to Babylon. And this is August the 12th by man's calendar. And still continuing into the 9th of Av, according to man, what the 9th of Av is. And that will continue through this evening at sunset. The 9th of Av, I mean. According to man. But like I said, God will prove out whether this is the 9th of Av or not if he shows out and does something. Now, if it's God doing it, the world is going to see it. And not just through the lenses of their little screens. They're going to see it. They're going to know it. God does not hide what he does. Now, I'm going to get into the next video. There was links provided to the other. No, I didn't finish out that whole little video from that I've been using from the Watchman. But if you want to continue watching that or watch it in whole, the link was provided, and the link will be provided to this, because I'm not going to use the whole thing, just a part of it. And because I have so much more to cover. But this is part 18, so let's get on into this. Because, like I just said, I have much to cover, and I want to try to get in as much as I can before I have to go to work.
Very much. Appreciate your being here. Just a statement before I talk about debates.
Just a statement before he talks about his statement. This was streamed 3 days ago, just to let you know the time frame of this. This was streamed 3 days ago, and it's a press conference.
I think that our country is right now in the most dangerous position it's ever been in, from an economic standpoint, from a safety standpoint. Both gangs on the street and, frankly, gangs outside of our country in the form of other countries that are, frankly, very powerful. They're very powerful countries, and we don't know what we're doing. We have leadership that has no clue how to handle them or how to handle any other situation. We have a...
Why he speaketh the truth. We have leadership that don't know how to handle any situation. They don't turn it over to the Lord. Yep. But I didn't come to bring peace, so we're not gonna propagate peace. Don't expect me to. I have no desire.
A lot of bad things coming up. You could end up in a depression of the 1929 variety, which would be a devastating thing. Took many years, took decades to recover from it. And we're very close to that. We're very close to a world war. In my opinion, we're very close to a world war. We have people that don't know how to handle it. They're not respected. All over the world, they're laughed at. And we can't have that. Most dangerous period of time I've ever seen for our country. With that being said, we have somebody that hasn't received one vote for president, and she's running, and that's fine with me. But we were given Joe Biden, and now we're given somebody else. And I think, frankly, I'd rather be running against somebody else. But that was their choice. They decided to do that because Kamala's record is horrible. She's a radical left person at a level that nobody's seen. She picked a radical left man that is, he's got things done that he has positions that are just not, it's not even possible to believe that they exist. He's going for things that nobody's ever even heard of. Heavy into the transgender world, heavy into lots of different worlds having to do with safety. He doesn't want to have borders. He doesn't want to have walls. He doesn't want to have any form of safety for our country. He doesn't mind people coming in from prisons and Neither does she, I guess, because she's not, she couldn't care less. She's the border czar. By the way, she was the border czar 100%. And all of a sudden, for the last few weeks, she's not the border czar anymore, like nobody ever said it. And I just hope that the media becomes more diligent, more honest, frankly, because if they're not going to be honest, it's going to be much tougher to bring our country back. We have a very, very sick country right now. You saw the other day with the stock market crashing, that was just the beginning. That was just the beginning. It's going to get worse. It's going to get a lot worse, in my opinion. And fortunately, we've had some very good polls over the last fairly short period of time. Rasmussen came out today, we're substantially leading, and others came out today that were leading, and in some cases substantially. I guess MSNBC came out, or CNBC came out also with a poll that was, has us leading, and leading fairly big in swing states. In some polls, I'm leading very big in swing states because they want safety. People want safety. They want security. They want respect all around the world for our country. They don't want this
Peace and safety, then sudden destruction. Wham! Keep wanting your peace and safety. Only Jesus can bring true safety. Only Jesus can bring true peace. Man cannot provide you with these things. And yet you'll look to man.
this horrible.
Also, let me throw in here. Remember when I started this segment, what we read about the mouth speaking great words? The mouth of the beast and so forth?
Culture that is developing, a culture of no common sense. It's really a culture of no common sense, and it's not what anyone wants. We want to have a safe country. We want to have a strong military. We want low interest rates, and we want to be able to have the American dream. We want to be able to have our youth be able to buy homes, housing, get good jobs. And we're really just at the opposite right now. It's so sad to see.
I want to ask, why do we need a strong military if we're all around the world are doing and keeping God's word and loving one another? Why do we need militaries at all in any country if we're keeping God's word? I'm talking to every nation, not just America, on that. Every nation. If we're keeping God's word and we're loving one another, why do we need these things? Because it's simple. We're not keeping God's word. That's why the wrath of God is coming.
But as a border czar, she's been the worst border czar in history, in the world history. I think the number is 20 million, but whether it's 15 or 20, it's numbers that nobody's ever heard before. 20 million people came over the border during the Biden-Harris administration. 20 million people, and it could be very much higher than that. Nobody really knows what the number is. Nobody knows. Nobody has a clue. And the gotaways, they call them the gotaways. The gotaways are numbers. Somebody was quizzing me on it the other day. No, I don't think so, sir. I don't think so. They have no idea what those numbers are, but they're much higher than you would think. Just like far more people were killed in the Ukraine-Russia war than you ever report. Just like the October 7th would have never happened. Russia would have never hit Ukraine had the election result been called differently. It was a very bad call, but Russia would not have attacked Ukraine. October 7th in Israel would have never happened. You wouldn't have inflation. A lot of great things would have happened, but now you have millions and millions of dead people. And you have
Also, all these things would have never happened had the election went differently. You understand what he's saying there? So you're going to tell me the Bible will not fulfill just because of a man being in office? Huh? Huh? Oh, because we set up certain people in office, they're going to prevent the Bible from being fulfilled. Christian people, where your ears at? Are you listening? Are you paying attention to what these people are saying to you? You're eating it. Got your little knife and fork and your little plate and you're filling it up and you're just chowing it down on it. Huh? No, the Bible's going to fulfill. It don't matter who's in office. Pay attention to what's being said. Now, I'm not going to cover any more of this. I haven't watched it in its entirety anyway. But there will be a link in the description box because I have so much more to cover. So let's get into that. Now, I'm not going to lie. I'll probably cover quite a bit of this one. Because this one really brings me a lot of chuckles. I hope you are prepared to laugh. Because if this don't make you chuckle, I don't know what will. But it's not just for humor. It's to educate you. Remember what the beast will be. He will have a military background and all that type of stuff. And so forth. So remember that as we watch this. There will be a link in the description box.
Donald Trump is a street fighter.
Donald Trump learned a crucial lesson as a child.
Do whatever you have to do. You say whatever you have to say. Winning is everything. Donald Trump is a major deal maker, and he has made his money mainly from Manhattan real estate. Trump, 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 Trump. His name is his power. We realized what Americans really loved was celebrity.
Did you catch what she just said there? Trump, 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 Trump. His name is his power, she said. Just pointing that out.
If you were a celebrity, everything was possible. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired.
And if people mocked him,
Donald Trump.
His name is his power, like Jesus, you know, kind of. Kind of like Jesus. His name is his power. But no, Jesus is, his name isn't. The power is from Jesus himself. Because he's God. He's God. And it doesn't matter what his name would have been. Because God is God. God don't never change. And his truth don't change. But devils do try to change things to set themselves up to take the kingdom of heaven. Let's get back into this. It's getting good.
Tonight, he certainly would bring some change to the White House.
Certainly would bring some change
I
to
am
the White House.
officially running for President of the United States.
Here comes the war of the Trumps.
It was war, and they were determined to win it.
That was
We
funny
don't
how
know
he
what he's
stepped
going
in
to do
that ring
next.
as
We
I
don't
said
know
that.
what's going to happen to him next.
this isn't another video about Donald Trump's time as president. There are hundreds of those.
Over the years, I've surprised a lot of people. The biggest surprise is yet to come.
This is the story of how Donald became Trump. Of all the men who've influenced Donald Trump, none have had a bigger influence than his father. Fred Trump was born in the Bronx to German immigrants Frederick and Elizabeth. After he finished high school, he took a job as a carpenter's assistant. He liked the work, but he wanted to be the boss. So when he turned 21, Fred incorporated a company, E. Trump and Son, named for his mother, who started the company before Fred was old enough to run it. During the Depression, Fred almost went out of business, but before he did, he got his big break. Fred built one of New York City's first modern self-serve supermarkets and sold it for a profit. He and his business partner used the profits to buy a subsidiary of a bankrupt real estate company for pennies on the dollar. That subsidiary gave them easy access to a bunch of properties that were nearing foreclosure.
Now, we will continue this in the next part because I really want you to see this. See you in the next part.